Sunday at the Meltdown. No?
I thought you were gonna just go for it. I thought you were gonna go the whole way. But this Sunday at this. Oh, you're putting me so much pressure. That was throwing me off.
Bitch. I like that Skinny's just like, I have no clue what's going on.
No.
If you guys haven't seen, the boys from Squared-Idea have been working on a fun event in conjunction with Shank Events, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, Nerdstock
Specifically. Apologies.
Yeah.
A subsidiary of Shank's Events. So I'm not on the wrong page, guys. I'm just trying to do my job, because guess who's hosting? This handsome little face is going to be one of the on stage faces. I'll be there. I'll be talking. I'll be interviewing people. I'll be partaking in the adventure that is being a geek on the 24th. Dave, where is Meltdown?
Hold on 1 second, because I did not have that at the top of my. I know where it is, because I've been there so many times. I've never.
Yeah, that's why. Because I've never been. I've had friends of mine a few times tell me about events that they're going to there, but I myself have never been. So I thought you knew.
So sorry. Yes. So I should have been more prepared for that question. It is on 2035 Saint Denis. Montreal. For those in Montreal, it's right beside what's the Saint Bach. It's a very famous bar on that street.
Yes.
Yes,
please
come on by. Bar. There's going to be a display for all of Squared-Idea's current projects and upcoming projects. Here to answer your questions and to show you what's coming up as well. We'll have a bit of a merch table where you could buy stuff from the various artists and stuff that's promoted by Squared-Idea. And as Brian was saying, there's going to be an interview display as well, where he's going to go through every all the sorry, excuse me, I'm losing my words. We're going to be showing all the artists go through Brian and explain their works with him, and it's going to be a nice little interview process.
I'm their Oprah, essentially.
Yes, it is. That is. Brian is Oprah.
I said that Brian because I wanted Oprah. Skinny to react.
I saw. That's why I'm trying to repeat it.
He was going to make a face if I said I was their Oprah.
Problematic.
Oprah did all the interviews for tons of different media businesses. You know what I'm saying? No,
but
it's not. What, I should pretend I'm the Charlemagne?
Dave, go on.
There's also going to be a raffle for various prizes. Some stemming from comic books to movie theater passes and art, as well as some donations from local comic affiliated comic book shops and or presents, I should say, because we have some artists donating some stuff. And there is going to be likely a trivia. We're still finalizing that, but it's going to be hopefully the Squared-Idea team versus basically whoever wants to take us on in a nerd pop culture trivia game. It's going to be like a slideshow type thing. It's going to be interesting.
So that's Sunday, October 24th at 2035 Rue Saint-Denis in Montreal, Quebec, next to Metro Sherbrooke. If you guys are from the city, you know exactly where that is. If you're not and you're going to be in town, sounds cool too. You should roll through. Make sure you guys have your Vax passports, because they are going to be requesting it upon entrance at the venue, as you have to in Montreal, lest we want to get the establishment hit with a $6,000 fine per head that they have not checked. And I would say that is a cruel thing to try and ask a business to do after a year and a half to 2 years of having to deal with the pandemic.
You're just sprinkling in your thing? I see
yeah,
you do it.
You're selfish if you're asking them to take that $6,000 risk, because these businesses almost went under, and it would be disrespectful to ask them to make that sacrifice because you don't want to do something. No one's forcing you to get the vaccine. Just don't go to their venue and yell at them in their faces. They didn't make the decision. With that said, let's get into the show. I mean, I'm speaking truths, man. I think it's very fair. I'm just being fair.
So, Dave, I want to ask you, with this totally being a conversation that was private being public now, was that thing that you asked me to do the thing for was for that thing on coming Sunday? So Dave fucked around and asked the toy collector if you want to give away toys. All right. And I was like, I don't have bad shit. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to go and get some nice things to donate.
I never said you had to. Number one,
first of all,
you saying had to and saying I forced you is all being a good friend and self-conscious. All right. I said if you wanted to, you were more than welcome to donate. And I even said that we have a nice set of prizes already. So there was no pressure.
Ryan, let me bust this down for you. Mans comes to you and says, hey, we're doing this thing that'll really help my group along. So you're asking people if they want to donate some things. What kind of dickhead would I be to just be like,
I told you what it was for. I told you exactly what it was for. So the fact that like you're surprised now is this you not paying attention to conversations I'm having with you.
Man, just watch me continuously. Just get dope shit week after week. So it's not like it could be like, I don't have none.
So I have been to Skinny's house. I've seen a lot of stuff, and there is a selection of not as crazy shit.
It's just MODOK inbox. Like this is,
but it's just. I just like the idea that he's
throwing it around. How much?
I like the idea that he just got like one of the rarest, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or something, and you're asking him just as like 2 minutes after he posts a story, hey Skinny, you got anything you want to unload?
No, this was like weeks ago, but I was just let me get back to you, and then I was just like, damn, well that's dope, but I don't want to give that away. That's also dope, but I don't want to.
You didn't have to give anything away. We have plenty of people who've donated, or plenty of artists and or
do a giveaway myself, and I'm kind of like, do I really want to just give that away? Better make these questions really fucking hard.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't know if I want to give away. Oh, guys, we got a guest. I'm changing the background. We got a guest. He's in the house. He's here to talk about it. Let's add him. Q,
fellas.
Here.
What's going on, everybody?
We're chilling, man. We're living our best lives over here in the wonderful Montreal.
Hey, that's what's up, man. And listen, if you ever need hard questions, just come to me, man. I'll hook you up.
All right, cool. I will come to you, Q, for sure.
For sure. Boys, this weekend we saw the magic that is the annual DC Fandome.
Fandome,
not
You're
Fandom.
For that screw up. Wow.
And also to the Flash, Ezra, who called it, who called people dumb, which was weird.
Yeah. What?
When he did his part, he's just like, "Hello, fan, dumb and dumber," and it was just like, these people pay your bills, and they kept you on after you were accused of assaulting someone. What is wrong with you?
Dumb and dumber. Y'all fell for that.
Oh shit. Oh my god, the commentary. That is facts. You idiots kept me on, and I'm an asshole.
Now I'm about to ruin Flash.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But so I don't know. Let's talk about it a little bit. Did you guys? I watched the whole thing because I was doing housework, so I just had my phone playing the whole time in the background while I was like cleaning bathrooms and whatnot. Did you guys get to watch most of the clips that came out or any of the interviews and whatnot?
I watched the clips that came out, Aquaman stuff, Flash. I was interested in, and then I was just like, oh, there's two Flashes in Supergirl. Nope.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Well, I was like, yeah, but then I was like, nope, I'm all right. And then,
No, I missed a lot of it. I did see a lot of the releases for like the movies and the TV shows and stuff though. Like I made sure to keep up with that stuff. So nothing surprised there. But I don't know. I remember last year when they had this event, like I tried to participate in whatnot, and I just like I don't know, it was not as enticing as I thought it would be. And it's like the cool moments are very far in between.
That's okay. So that's one thing that I will say as someone who is watching it most of the time play in the background. There were times where when I would look at the commentary just to be like, what's the vibe or what's the energy on this particular segment that they're doing? And the amount of people who are just writing boring, or saying like, we're here for Batman, show us Batman, which I didn't understand why they were saying that at like after hour one. It's like, guys, that's coming at the end. Just log off and come back in 2.5 hours.
But that's stupid. That's like Lisa Simpson when she has that dream where like she's the second best band in the world and people go to her concert just to boo them.
Oh, the number two. Yeah, why did you come just to boo?
Yeah. That's what that is. That's what real life that is. That's what happened.
Yeah, but that's just DC. if they're putting Batman last, I don't know if I would have done that. But I mean, at the same time, it's probably it's the most complete thing they have right now.
Oh, true. That too. That's
It definitely is. Definitely is. But the Flash had a choker on too. I don't know how we feel about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Ezra?
Yeah.
I mean, Ezra's an asshole. For me, I don't care how Ezra dresses up. Ezra's an asshole. Ezra, like, I don't understand you keeping your job and then calling people fan dumb and dumber and essentially talking down to these fans that are literally the reason you have a job. Like, I don't know, man. I watched that and I was just like, this dude's a mess.
Yeah, he's out there.
It's just like, how does he stay though? That's the question I'm asking. How does
nobody
he stay?
else wants to dive into that trash? That's why. Everybody else is signing with Marvel. That's why. That's it. Like,
so basically, he has nowhere else to go, and neither do they.
You got the Misfits over there. Who you got? Jared Leto? What the fuck is happening? What do you mean?
Who even him is soon to be MC.
Mobius. Yeah, he's out of here already. He's like, all right, I did the Joker. I'm out.
Yeah, which is MCU connected now, so quote unquote. We'll see in a minute. We'll find out.
We'll see how they do that.
Shout outs to Tyrese, because Tyrese told us this is connected, and then everyone corrected his ass. But now technically it is going to be connected. So it's like, y'all.
That's true. Shout out to Tyrese.
Yo,
he was spoiling us, and we didn't know.
They threw that man under the bus so fast when he said it was going to be connected, only for them to connect Venom, who's in the same universe as Morbius, right?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be the same universe. That's something that we understand.
I just finished Dan Slott's Spider-Man run, and let me just tell you,
is this the recent one?
The one that people kind of hated but took forever, and then Flash Thompson died in the end. But long story short, yo, they're about to do Red Goblin, boy.
Oh shit.
Like, if I see any because based on how Venom 2 ended, like everyone would be like, yeah, sure, they'll bring back Carnage in Spider-Man 3 just to fuck with us. But I'm talking about, like, you want to up that ante on Norman? Red Goblin right away.
Oh shit. For anyone who doesn't know who Red Goblin is, it's when Carnage symbiote is on the Green Goblin. So
no way. That's the thing.
So
that's awesome. I don't mind that spoiler at all. That's the best thing I think I've heard.
It binds with Norman, and Venom and Spider-Man try to team up to fight him. But then Venom, because they already fought Carnage normally, they're like, listen, this isn't going to work the same way because none of the Sonic stuff or whatever we do fire harms this dude. So here, take this. So Eddie Brock goes and gives Peter back the symbiote. And then Peter beats down so I'm kind of like, that's easy movie writing. That's like right there. Like really like right there.
Like that's
interesting.
That's lazy movie writing, and you have that go lines with the original script. So they should
Maximum Carnage without having to do all the bullshit of Maximum Carnage, and then you still get Spider-Man and Venom teaming up for like a brief second before Peter goes and wins the day, which would be basically like he beats him in his normal suit. He convinces Norman to get rid of the Carnage symbiote because it's like, listen, even if you kill Peter Parker, it won't be you. People won't remember you killing me. They'll say it's Carnage. So Norman's like,
his ego?
Yeah, he played to his ego. Norman's like, no, fuck you mean? Get off me! Takes off Carnage thing, gets batted up in the face, and then that's it. So
this man is an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to it though. DC Fandome.
DC. Sorry, DC.
No. I mean, it's a geek podcast.
Well, I mean, that's how boring Fandome could be.
Oh no.
Okay, but let's talk about the one thing people did care about then. Let's do it. It's the background. It's here. It's like, let's do this. Guys, the Batman. Okay, I'm gonna let everyone else go first because I have my 2 cents and I already did my reaction video and my commentary. So I'll let everyone else go first because you guys always get mad at me when I'm negative off the top.
Oh no! Wow!
Wow!
I think that's it.
I went there. Go ahead.
That's the
I can't. Well, go ahead.
Why you didn't watch Reno?
I really enjoyed it. I've been aroused since Saturday, and that hasn't happened since I was 18.
Right?
So I am very excited for the movie. I'm gonna rent my own theater for this. That's how excited I was. I get chills. I've watched the trailer about 20 times, and I've got chills every time. So, and I think I like it a lot because there's so many things I didn't think I would like.
Okay.
And I'm feeling them. Like I'm like, Zoe Kravitz is not a great actress. Why would they pick her? And then I'm looking at her and I'm like, this is really Catwoman. Like they really nailed this.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things about it that I like, and I like Batman being young and unhinged and not at the top of his game. So I'm really, really excited for this. And I've still got my hat on too. I won't take it off.
Nice.
I don't. My reaction is probably the opposite of a lot of people's reaction. I wasn't over, I wasn't under, I was just whelmed.
Okay.
By it, in the sense that, like, don't get me wrong, visually there was obviously a lot of cool points, as Q was saying.
Hands down, yes.
Like there was a lot of cool visuals and stuff, but like overall, I was like, you know what? The last time there was a really good movie like this, i.e., The Dark Knight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was like, the best part was I didn't set my expectations high, and like I didn't want to read too much into it, so I was like a little. The only thing that I say that sparked my interest from what I did see is that it seems that they're going to keep it more gang and mob oriented this film.
Yes.
And I like that, because although those elements were always in the other ones, it was never the spotlight. And how it's being filmed, it looks like you are going to have these bad guys, but it's very much Batman finally dealing with, let's say, the underground of Gotham. And that's what I was a little bit. It's not like there's a big bad that's like blowing up stuff or terrorist or whatever.
I mean, we still did see some explosions and stuff, but I definitely understand what you're talking about. That Falcone and stuff is always this thing that Batman is dealing with, but he can never truly focus on it because the Joker's there, or the Riddler's there, or Freeze is there. So the underbelly of the city continues to just be corrupt.
Yeah.
And then the Court of Owls is overwatching all of it and just not doing anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because Falcone and all those things in all the other movies kind of, in short, never mattered. With the except, you could say in Dark Knight it mattered in the sense that like the Joker had to rally and you see them there, but like in any other movie, you'll hear the names and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they don't matter at all.
Okay.
It could have been Giuseppe, and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you could remove them and the story still goes on.
Yeah.
Much like Die Hard, you take out Christmas, it's still Die Hard.
Absolutely not, because then nothing happens in the film. It does not get orchestrated to the same sense. And Brian, this is not meant. We're supposed to have this argument in 2 months from now, Brian. That's when we're supposed to have this argument.
Batman, what are you talking about?
Because like
Batman, in the trailer at the end, when Penguin's driving and gets away from him and does the whole moment of "I got you." First of all, I did not recognize Colin Farrell. The whole time I was just like, "That's not Colin Farrell. Y'all are lying," because these are some good prosthetics. Because that man does not look the same at all. Driving the car, when Batman comes through the flame and the fear in his eyes, I'll give you that was one of the best depictions of someone being scared of Batman. We've seen it since '89 with Michael Keaton. We've seen it with every Batman. They do that thing of like the shadow and people get scared. But thinking you killed him and then seeing the car come through the flames and realizing how you are was one of the most beautiful reactions I've seen in a minute. But
before
yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Hold on. You're right. Sorry. It's not a deep hate. It's not even hate.
That's all I'm gonna have to say. I liked it. It's Batman. Yeah. Can't hate on Batman.
No. Yes.
Court of Owls possibility. Sure. I liked it. I'm neither here nor there. I'm not a Batman stan. I love Batman. He's cool because it's Batman.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's been Batman for a minute.
Okay. Are you laying up? Is that what was that the layup? Because that's where I stand.
Let's do the meme where I'm doing this and you're dunking.
Right.
So okay. So
I'm about. So anyways, my major issue with all of this is DC, with all the characters you have in your arsenal, you need to stop only doing Batman. You can't just keep going back to the Dark Knight. I know you want to. I know he is by far the most important card in your deck. Every time you are kind of floundering, you guys decide, we got to bring out the Batman. You did a whole bunch of the DCEU movies, and you're just like, oh, this isn't working. Oh, we did a standalone Joker. People are really happy. Okay, do another Batman. Do another Batman. Why? You don't have to do this. Whether or not the trailer looked good is aside from the fact that I don't want this movie. I don't. I think it's going to be great. I'm still going to go see it, but I don't want it. I don't want us to just keep revisiting the same character over and over. I'm happy with Spider-Man. The thing that made Spider-Man interesting this time is that they decided to bring Spider-Man in with all the other characters. Having the MCU there was the only reason I think all of us were like, okay, third time's the charm. Let's do Spider-Man again. Because now he was part of the universe that we've always wanted to see him be a part of. But Batman being, you had 89, you messed up a whole bunch of times, and that's fine. You kind of just went quiet for a while. And then you came back and you did Nolan films. And now I'm in nerd groups where people are like, all of a sudden, this Reeves movie is going to be the best Batman movie ever. The Nolan versus trash. And I'm like, what are you? This revisionist history bullshit where people are so quick. You saw a 2-minute and 43-second trailer and you're ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater and just say, the Nolan verse was crap. The only thing that was good in the Nolan verse was Heath Ledger's Joker, and that shit killed that man. Look how messed up that is. I'm like, what is happening? Where's these nerds going?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude,
That's
telling you, I started discussing with someone because much like Q, you were saying how you're really excited about a young Batman, and this is going to be his first time, and he's a little unhinged.
Right.
And I was like, so someone else made that comment, and they were just like, yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. And then someone said, oh, well, first of all, the only reason that the Nolan verse movies work is because of the villains. And I was just like, well, this movie has 3 villains in it. It has Penguin, it has Riddler, and it has Catwoman. If you're telling me that you think the other movies only worked, and it was Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul, what are you going to say with this movie? It's the first outing. The man has 3 that he has to take on. Whether or not Catwoman is being a villain, she's still a villain. She's still part of the rogue gallery. She's still one of the characters that he constantly had to deal with. So, and then they got at me in the comments. They started going at me, telling me like, well, Batman Begins, you're trying to compare these 2 movies. I'm like, you guys are comparing a trailer to a movie. I'm telling you, maybe we should just wait until March before we start saying this is going to be the best Batman movie. Q, I'm with you. I'm down to see this movie. Am I excited for another Batman movie in the sense that I like Batman as a character? Yes. Batman's cool. For God's sakes, I have the Batman chair. I'm sitting in a Batman. You guys know where I stand with Batman. That's a Batmobile. That's a Batwing in the corner right there. That's another Batmobile that lights up over there. That's a Batman Transformer. There's all these Batman Lego sets here. I love Batman. But even as a fan, I can't with this 4th or 5th iteration that we're getting of this live action that DC is doing just to make money. They're not doing it for the fans. That's the thing that I think bothers me.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. I think I looked at it when I thought of what they may be thinking. I looked at it as if I invite you guys to the US for a party and I say, hey, I'm going to have 10 strippers here and 9 of them are okay, but one of them is phenomenal. Okay. I'm going to keep showing you the one that's phenomenal until you get here. And then I'll sprinkle the other ones around you. So maybe that's their thought. Trot out Batman, get them all excited. And then we'll hit them with Blue Beetle and Static Shock and all these others, because now we got them on the hook again. So I'm hoping that's the thought process here.
I mean, dude, that's how DC Fandome felt. It definitely felt like, oh, you guys want to see Batman? Every break, it was just like, and then the Batman trailer is coming. And it's just like, here's 7 minutes of an interview with the Supergirl cast on how they felt being on this show for the past couple of years. And here I was cleaning my toilet being like, this seems apropos to cleaning a toilet.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to keep cleaning this toilet while Supergirl talks about how much she liked singing in that one episode. Yep, that's what I want to hear superheroes talk about. Singing in their episodes.
But my beef with the whole Batman, because I kind of feel you on they've been just banking on the Batman for a while. My beef is more that, like, Batman has a lot of key players that interact with him. So why aren't you making movies like Brave and the Bold or whatever you want to make a certain type of movie title that represents Batman with someone, and then have movies that way, and then you could have exposure, and the ones that bite get their own movie.
Well, dude, my thing, that's actually a good idea. I respect that.
It is.
My thing is, we've had Batman. So I don't. Is it Grant Morrison that did the Batman and Robin when Dick Grayson takes over and Batman gets killed by Darkseid?
I think so.
I think it was him.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, get at us in the comments. Apologies, but either way, the main focus is Dick Grayson becomes Batman, Damian Wayans because it sticks on as Robin, and that run was one of the most interesting runs of the comic book I've read in a long time.
Yeah,
it was so well thought out. You had like what was his PYG?
Yeah,
who came on, who was like the main. It was so interesting as a story, like build up. The fact that people could tell it wasn't the same guy, which was great. And like, Commissioner Gordon was just like, "You're not him, are you?"
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was a moment of Dick Grayson being the kid dressing up as his dad, but still needing to run the business. And I like that. And eventually he might start off uncomfortable, but he got into the role. And if you read and keep reading, he gets into it and he does a good job. And he manages to keep Damian Wayne in line. Damian, who has little to no respect for him in multiple incarnations.
Especially at that time.
Oh, especially at that time.
Because he was new. He was like a firstborn in the comic books at that time too. So he hated everybody.
So, if you gave me that movie, if you gave me the movie continuing from the Nolan verse, where that they introduce, not that I really want.
I did not want that Robin that we're not going to talk about, because I'm sorry. One thing about the Nolan movies is that one sucked. I'm sorry. That's all.
I don't think the movie sucked, but all to say is, if you at least had given us a Robin movie or given us something from that line of thinking, as opposed to just ending that there, dropping us over to Ben Affleck's Batman, who, granted, when it came to the aggression of Batman, like Pattinson and Ben Affleck's Batman are the closest I could think of. Like, Ben Affleck is Pattinson when he's older. Like that violence, like just to like sheer, like, I'm not punching to hit you, I'm punching to go through you. Like, that's how hard he was punching, and that's how Pattinson looks. And I was just like, okay, I kind of see that you guys are going for the more aggressive Batman, the more violent Batman. Cool, that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I wouldn't mind, like you guys were saying, though, a little bit of the detective, maybe introduce and build up some other characters. Those are some of the things that I would want. And if not, at least give me a Batman who does fade away, and give me a Robin who comes up, and give me a Damian to be his sidekick, so that we can get that version for once, as opposed to 101 versions of Bruce Wayne.
Because some of my issues, like example, some of the issues I have in regards to what's not out there. A Robin movie, a Nightwing movie, a Red Hood movie, a Red Robin movie, Batgirl, Batwoman. All those are movies that probably should have happened by now if DC just took the initiative of, like, make your movies like James Bond. They're layers. So that way it's like we're all in the same universe. For the ones that are in another realm, somehow make a reference that they're on in a different multiverse or whatever. But like, if you do it the James Bond way and then introduce characters to that, you'll be able to find what matches. And then, like, because example, if let's say Nightwing and Red Hood got popular, that alone would open up a lot of other characters, because then you're making their movies and they interact with other characters. Like, through getting Red Hood, you hypothetically could get to Green Hour, for example, as an easy example, because he interacts a lot with Arsenal. Who's Arsenal? Arsenal's Green Arrow's counterpart. Like, it's easy to do that, but DC just, for some weird reason, they don't want to expand, or they don't like that they're not getting results, in which case this is the smartest way to get results.
I don't think one of the other things that I think was kind of a slap in the face is the idea that DC Fandome kept referring to everything as part of the multiverse. Like every show and comic book was being referred to as part of their multiverse, as in to say the movies, the TV shows, the games, the comics are all part of a multiverse that that has no tissue that connects it, but is actually part of one thing. And that was something that I, as a fan, it felt lazy, because it's like, are you guys doing this because Marvel is talking about the multiverse? Because I've never heard DC refer to every aspect. Yeah, I've heard them
Not
refer
every
to
aspect,
multiverse, but dude, they were talking about. There's one point where they were interviewing someone, and then that person said, "You know, I'm happy to be part of the multiverse," and I was just like, "What multiverse? Your show is on the CW. This is gonna be a movie on HBO. Like, what are you guys talking about multiverse?" But they just kept like. Lucifer on Netflix, part of the multiverse. Doom Patrol on HBOMAX, part of the multiverse. I was like, what is happening? Why do you guys keep throwing around the word multiverse all of a sudden? I'm telling you, dude, if someone makes a supercut of every single person who says multiverse and then you guys did a drinking game, you're going to the hospital with it. You're
going to the hospital, he said.
Yes. I'm telling you, they say it that many times.
Jesus.
So that for me, that's a thing that I'm not down for. And I don't want them doing this fake multiverse. Oh, we had this idea all along.
But just join it up through Flashpoint.
But they did address at least their cinematic universes are connected. They did that through that episode of Green Arrow or whichever one it was. They did that on CW.
Right.
Yeah, but again, I'm okay with the CW doing it because the CW is trash and all those connected shows are trash, and that's fine. But you can't tell me that this Joker movie is part of the same multiverse, because if I was Leto and all these people who were, and all these guys, like, you're gonna try and tell me Leto and Joaquin are Jokers in the multiverse? If I was Joaquin, I'd be like, listen here.
Yeah, no.
Keep my name out your mouth with this multiverse crap. My movie is not connected to this trash these people are making over here. I made a quality film so good that people will people consider me, after Jack Nicholson, one of the best Jokers. And that's not something you could have said before.
True.
So they need to be careful with all this multiverse talk, because if I was some of the actors on these shows, I'm like, nope, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. We got people jumping in a little bit late. By all means, with something I always say to people, if you're jumping in late, you're probably not seeing this part right now because you might be behind. But when you get to this part, my recommendation, just watch things at 1.25, 1.5 to catch up, and then you end up catching up to the live in time.
My funny in 1.25.
I'm just saying, that's what at one point I stopped watching the DC Fandome for 30 minutes and then just went back and watched it at 1.5 and then caught up.
But don't they sound like mice?
Nah, man, it's fine. Get used to it. I watch TV at 1.75 sometimes.
That sounds like a man who watched porn in negative colors and got used to it. This guy. I know what you're talking about when you get used to it, boy. I know what you mean.
I wasn't there in the show. Please.
Oh shit.
See, now how are you gonna catch that at 1.25?
Oh man.
I don't.
That was good. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So for the Batman, let's throw out some theories for this Batman movie.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to try and, on the success of this film, if it does do well in March, are they going to try and rebuild their universe, or
with this Batman?
They did it with Man of Steel. All of a sudden, they were just like, "Hey, we got Man of Steel. Hey, you know what? We should bring Batman back in. Hey, we should throw Wonder Woman in. Oh, you know what? Let's do some Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. Let's do a 4-hour version over here with an idiot and toss in a Martian Manhunter cameo that no one needed and
no one asked for.
No one asked for.
No one asked for. Hey, I'm real powerful, but you know what? I decided to show up super late.
I didn't ask for a cameo. I asked for him to be in the fucking movie.
Right. You know how disrespectful it is to tell somebody, by the way, the entire time you guys were watching this 4 hours,
I've been
Martian
here.
Manhunter was there sitting his ass, not doing a thing.
Like doing
Fuck
nothing.
The look on Bruce's face when he gets woken up by is how we feel. He's literally like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, bro? If you don't get off my trying to get off my lawn,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I
you
would
don't
have been
stop
like,
floating in my airspace.
Next time, I'll be there. Listen, motherfucker, I needed you when Superman was dead.
What, Dark Side 2 is gonna show up?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
leave.
Oh my God.
Yo, it's so true. This
That,
man
man.
showed up.
I like the
Anyways.
Snyder cut.
Did you the 4 hours? I'm sorry.
The 4 hours.
Homie, if you heard what I said about it, you and I would probably not get along anymore because I
I would have to fight.
disrespected Snyder in a way that many would say it's not right. I'll tell you one thing I said, because I think this is one fair statement. It's not an insult to him, but if I gave Steph Curry the chance to shoot a whole bunch of threes on a stopwatch, right?
Yeah.
Just like how many threes can you hit in 1 minute?
Mhm.
And then I gave Shaq as long as he wanted, as whatever much time as he needed to match how many Steph made in 1 minute. Would you consider that a fair way to play the game? To say, oh, they both hit all their threes. They hit, so you can't tell me that this man needed 4 hours to do what everyone else has to do in 2, and then we're supposed to celebrate the success. That's what bothered me. That's the one thing that really bothered me with that whole thing. That everyone was just like the Snyder cut.
That's very fair.
Exactly.
But for me, I went to the movies with 20 friends dressed in my Batman jacket, bragging about how good the movie was going to be. So I deserved that 4-hour cut.
Yeah, y'all did.
That's fair. That's also fair. That is also fair. As a fan, you deserved better. That I will admit.
Did, man. I was very embarrassed.
Yeah.
That had to be like the worst. Like, guys, I had the best night planned for us.
Oh,
Super hype, and then first of all deflated because of the film. And
yes.
then the look of shame you get from everyone you invited. Just be like,
man.
bro,
Yeah.
what?
Just staring at you.
Yeah.
Not my best moment. It was tough, man.
Just out of curiosity, you didn't say something like this is gonna be better than like Infinity War or something like that, did you?
Did that come out the same year?
I'm not sure. That's what I was asking.
I didn't, but the problem was I had already dragged the movie group of 20 to Batman v Superman. So they're like, so to do it again, it's a wonder I didn't get punched.
Oh that's candidacy for like people make all leave like a group chat and make another group chat with that.
The crew minus Q. Yeah, but honestly, I get it. I mean, if you're a fan of DC, those were some bitter pills to swallow because we went in, and the other thing is, and that's maybe one of the other reasons I'm a little concerned, because those trailers always make it look like it's going to be a fun ride.
Yes.
And DC with their fucking trailer music, like the music in the Batman trailer is fire. I'm not gonna dun 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 Batmobile flying through flames. You're just like, yeah, bitch, we about to get it. And then we get to the movie and it's just like,
Can we talk about that?
About
Batmobile?
Yo, the Batmobile. Okay,
I ordered
Batmobile.
the Lego already.
That Batmobile. Y'all remember not animated series, but the better one. Not okay. It wasn't the better one, but the new Batman Adventures where you got the sleek joint and it got Tim Drake Robin. The cartoon I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember that Batmobile?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How sleek it was, and it wasn't the long one, but it was just like nice, and that's what this one. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You see it that way? I find it very out of place. I find it very awkward.
What would you rather, the big giant bat face in the wing, like in the?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I find it because I guess sometimes I forget that the movie's supposed to be like kind of like year one-ish where he doesn't have probably everything yet. I forget that. So like because that just looks like the guy bought a Mustang and
it is. That is.
He painted
up a
it.
Mustang. Dude. This is Ghost Rider in Marvel Comics right now.
Well said.
That's all. When I saw it, that's all I thought. I was just like, oh, this is just the Ghost Rider car that Reyes drives, but with Batman in it. Especially when he drove through the flames, and I was just like, that is literally the Ghost Rider car right now.
This be the one that Dave wants.
Which one?
So for those of you who are listening,
No.
Dave had Skinny pulled up the old because that's the one from the 30s. No, like isn't that?
Yeah, that's like one of the OG. That's like it's the red car, and then it's that because for those who don't know, the first Batmobile was a red car. But
yeah.
Wait, pull up the one that you were talking about though, if you can.
Oh, hold on, let me find.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like that Bat. Again, this is one of those situations where I like that
Night Striker Batmobile. That's what it's called.
I think that Batmobile in the trailer looks dope. I think it's gonna be like once we see him supercharge it with the flames coming out the back. Like I already ordered the Lego, so you know, from my perspective, I'm gonna have it on the mantle.
The big one or the smaller one?
I got the big one, the one the connects the Technic one. That's like a bigger version of it.
Yeah, because the smaller one I was not so impressed with, but I'm not going to start getting into those. I'm already getting into the Lego vibe because of like childish obsession, getting. Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
So for those of you, once again, if you guys are listening to this, we always say and we always recommend you guys check us out every Wednesday live at 6:30 on your favorite.
That's
YouTube
my
channel, YouTube.
And that is your Batmobile.
X Agents Media. I gotta say that is one of the nicest Batmobiles.
That's to me like not okay after the animated series long one and then Tim Burton's joint, which is basically the same thing. But
exactly. I was about to say those are my
definitive. Like that's my Batmobile.
Yeah, because I have the animated series one here.
I have the old Kenner joint.
Okay,
and the one that you pull back where he's like Bruce Wayne and he can be Batman. I have that one.
Oh, dope.
Too.
Yeah.
So
but okay, well let's talk about it real quick because Skinny, I don't know if you got to see it, but they did a thing with Bruce Timm because they're doing a HBOMAX Batman the animated series.
I know what it's called, Batman something, not Beware the Batman, but
on something Crusade.
Yes,
something. We'd have
his
to
cowl looks weird. That's all I'll say.
Yes, because from what I understand, this is also going to be detective Batman.
Oh, Purple Gloves Batman.
Like, yeah, this is going to be them trying to do the full detective angle. Like that's what it sounded like Bruce Timm and all of them were talking about. So I figured that's something you might appreciate because I know you were out of all of us. I think you're one of the biggest fans for the animated series, Batman the animated series.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that shit's fucking awesome.
We got Q back,
man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it, man. We were just talking about the Batmobiles and whatnot. So, but did you get to watch the part where they talked about the new Batman, the animated series? It's going to be on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm a big fan of the original series. That's one of the best cartoons I've ever seen, story-wise, everything. And I think that just sidebar, the episode Mad Love is one of the wildest, realest things you could put on in a cartoon. But I'm excited about it. I'm curious how it's going to come out because that's a big bar that was set by Batman the animated series in a whole lot of ways. So it's interesting that they're trying to tackle that because that's a big one. But there's so many Batman fans, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. All of the villains are there, all of the characters are there. You just have to put it in place. But if there's anybody that can jack something up, it's DC. So,
well, I mean, like, but also Tim, Bruce Timm, he's like, he's a genius. I will give DC that. Like, if you make him do animated, there's almost no wrong you can do because he's not an idiot. So,
wasn't Bruce Timm the one that had Batgirl jokes Batman on the roof?
I don't think so. I don't know. He's allowed to make some mistakes, Skinny.
I'm pretty sure
he's allowed to make some mistakes.
Yeah, that should have never.
Look, he created Harley Quinn technically, so
man, you can't keep. Like, yes, that is it. But like, That's like has won the Stanley Cup '93. Like we can't keep going back to again something that was made in '93.
Okay, you want to name all the DC films other than the one that you just named and Dark what's it called? Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Minus those two films, he was basically participating in all those.
Yes.
The Wonder Woman films, Atlantis.
I mean, don't get us wrong. Bruce Timm has a solid resume.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, and we do agree that when it comes to Batman, he's done an excellent job. We're just saying that he's made, when it comes to Batgirl specifically, I almost feel like he's made weird decisions for her each time he's been involved, which is one of the things now that I think about it, I'm just like, that's the one character I don't feel you've done justice. Like, sure, you've done Batman, you've done Dick Grayson's Nightwing and Robin well. You gave us Harley Quinn. I mean, sure.
Then go back and watch Mystery of the Batwoman, and there's a scene where Batgirl is calling Bruce from college, and he's legit ducking her, and it's because of whatever happened in that same ass movie that he released later. So I'm sure he wanted to do that stuff all the way back, but he couldn't. And
Yeah, what is this bizarre obsession with Barbara? We'll find out one day. Maybe someone will actually ask Bruce, "Hey Bruce, what's your deal with Barbara? Why don't you got any shine for her? Because why
you be fighting your ward over a girl that's his age? When you're out here with Talia, Selena, like come on, bro.
Okay, now in his defense, what billionaire isn't gonna mess with a 20-year-old? Like that's
facts.
You see, I got it.
Facts. And we're not talking millionaire, we're talking billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to Batman, that's the one thing that's funny. I know you say that, but that's when he's playing Bruce. I would expect Batman to be a little bit better and not to get in. But you're right.
Everyone's got needs, and your two people can't do everything, man. That's all I'm saying. Like
at the end of the day, one thing that we gotta say: as much as we love Batman, Batman is one of the most emotionally stunted characters.
Problematic too,
because of the fact that he never dealt with. You can't watch your parents die and then just sit there while their bodies are on the ground until the cops show up and not be traumatized.
Right. Look what happened to Dexter. He turned out fine.
Someone decided to write the story of Batman, and just instead of him being Batman, they made him a serial killer, and that's what we got with Dexter.
Only difference is a pool of blood.
Yeah. I mean, the comic book doesn't show it, but Bruce would have been in a pool of blood. His parents had been shot in front of him, and he was sitting on the ground.
He has the blood splatter on him.
On the face. So, and then and instead of a therapist, Alfred allows this motherfucker to put a batsuit on and run around the city beating people up. Like, Alfred, didn't you think maybe I should get this kid a therapist? Nah, just let him do the bad thing. He
was spending cash and making sure, just checking in. He was phoning it in for many years and then realized, oh, there's a problem.
Shoot, you're 21. Why don't you go away for a bit? Wild sexy parties. All the sexy parties. What do you mean? Holy shit. Alfred was going buck.
Alfred had wild parties at the mansion.
Okay. We get a comic or a show, but what Alfred did while Bruce was gone on that sabbatical, I just want that. Give me that. DC.
Oh, he was wilding.
God damn.
For sure.
Yeah, man. All those billions. Someone posted in one of the nerd groups I'm in asking, like, yo, I mean, we all just accept it because we're fans, but let's be honest. Batwoman is Bruce's cousin.
Yep.
Bruce had family. Why did Alfred raise him? Why did this orphan billionaire get raised by a butler in a mansion by himself, not able to deal? And then again, Alfred not able to deal with emotions himself, because this Pennyworth show makes it seem like this motherfucker was out there being a spy. So he himself never dealt with his emotions, and then had to raise this kid who just lost his parents and was just like, you know what, kid? Here's a bat suit. Go punch something. This is what you get.
It was like Bruce's mom's sister's aunt, just like on
the
phone.
Don't take
Alfred's calling.
Oh my god, the disrespect. Yeah, that's cruel.
You got no money? What do you mean? Can't raise them kids?
Oh my God. Yeah. So all that to say, Batman, the Batman coming out in March. We're all excited. It's going to be an interesting ride. Q, any last thoughts that you want to share about?
Yeah, I know, for me, I hate the Penguin. I think he's a dumb character. And when it comes to his villains, he's the one that I hate the most.
Oh, interesting.
Because I just find him useless.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
I think that putting Colin Farrell in that role, turning him loose, saying, go ahead, do your improv, be Colin Farrell. I think that's genius. Going back to the Penguin's gangster roots, which are rarely touched on. I think that's going to really do some things for that character because I hate the Penguin.
Yeah.
But when I see the trailer,
I'm
like, he looks like he's going to be good. And Colin Farrell's always good in everything he does, even if movies are bad. Like Daredevil might be the worst thing I've ever seen, but he was great at Bullseye.
True. I liked him as Bullseye. That's that's true.
So I think casting him in that role was fantastic.
Yeah,
I really do.
Can I make a recommendation for you for a Penguin title that might shift your interest in the Penguin?
Sure.
Joker's Asylum, the Penguin issue, very much from the perspective of what the Penguin does with his power, how he abuses it, and how cold he is.
Okay.
Because there's like I won't spoil it for you because I think you should read it. Okay. But I've told this story on the podcast. If you guys are listening to the podcast and you've heard me talk about it before, I've told the story about what the Penguin does in that particular story. I think it's one of the darkest stories that had almost nothing to do with death. It's all just about manipulation. And I thought it was very, very well written. So, and I agree with you. Before that title, the Penguin was kind of always a joke. It's this guy, especially like, we all love Tim Burton's Batman with Keaton, but the Penguin riding around in a big yellow duck, stuff like that. You're making a joke of it. So,
product placement in toys.
Oh, 100%. Those were just for toys. That was McDonald's because McDonald's pushed them in the second movie to be more action. Yeah, exactly. Which is
really McDonald's did that. All right, cool.
Well, I think McDonald's was one of the partners and was asking them like, can you make it more kid friendly with toys because they wanted to have the toys for all the toys at the kids meals. Which,
Word.
I didn't realize how big the kid. I mean, I know the kid meals were big back then, but I didn't realize they had that much sway with the kid meals at the time.
I didn't think so. Anyway, we'll never see that again.
I know.
That era of. I asked my mom the other day. I'm just like, listen, mom. So like by calculation, GI Joe came out when I was like 3. What was I doing with all these GI Joes that I see in the house? She's like, oh well, we talk to other kids and we'd see the shows you'd watch and we talk to the older kids and just get you that. Almost like, so y'all would just buy me wild dope toys and I didn't know what to do with them. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yo, shout outs to your parents for asking around.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Shouts to all of our parents for doing that for us, because this is why we're so geeky and so on today. Like, kids today, what are they gonna geek about in 20 years? Like what, Bakugan, nigga?
Oh,
you can recover if you have the original GI Joe toy right now.
God, seriously.
I can find a trooper. Hold on, if I did this thing.
It is
there's a broken piece here. That's a Joe at one point. Like, I'm out here with these broken. Like, I just be finding these.
Just out of curiosity for you guys, just because we're talking about toys, what would you say did you ever have a nerd toy that you got that you had no idea, like what do you have a nerd toy that you got that is like one of your favorite moments type thing, like your favorite toy of all time when you were a kid that you got as a gift?
Turtle Van Boston, whenever that came out, Christmas.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah.
And then the following year, the sewer playset. I was TMNT till like Ride or Die, so that was,
I had 2 distinct times. I had the first. I remember for Christmas I got like your parents make like stocking stuffers or whatever. This is like a year like my parents like I guess spoiled me. I don't remember anything else that I got, but in the stocking stuffers I got the original Wolverine and Cyclops from the first gen of like the action figure set toys.
Oh, hey, I got you for that. Yeah,
those ones were so
good.
I had
good. But the most epic though. My uncle one time, my godfather, we never talk. He hands me something all nonchalant. I open it and it's the Blackbird that I didn't even know existed.
And
I was there. I was like my brain was like blown.
Oh, so okay, you were aware of it the first time we were aware, because like
The first one, I was like, I want these. The second time, I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
because like
That's
my
dope.
parents got me the original Castle Grayskull, for example, when I was a kid,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, right? Like
My
Oh.
parents rolled up on me with, okay, we wanted was it Power? We wanted Power Rangers. I wanted Power Rangers.
yeah,
Them being, we'll get that. Last minute. Nah, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So they pull up with Bishop, Gambit, and Wolverine 2 from the original X-Men,
oh damn.
and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves on NES.
Oh,
What?
Which
damn.
ends up being one of the baddest RPGs on NES. Go play that shit. Robin Hood,
That's
Prince
wild.
of Thieves is hype, super good. And then it introduced me into X-Men. So to
Yeah.
this day, it's like, well,
Mm.
thank you.
It is
doing that.
it is really annoying me how much older than you guys I am.
You're out here with Transor Z and shit. What's up?
The gift that comes to mind for me is when my mom gave me the 3D viewer that had the Spider-Man drop-in film thing.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
And-
Viewmaster. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Viewmaster.
Viewmaster.
yeah.
Oh man,
That's
give me a
dope.
second to you all keep going. I'll
No,
be right back.
real quick, I want to give a shout out to Proto Man, because Proto Man saw the episode last week where we were talking about the Slinky and all the other 90s toys, and got in the comments and was just like, damn, this was the first episode I would have loved to have jumped in on. And then here we are again doing a whole toy segment. So shout outs to him, because I know he's probably going to get in the comments again and be like, you guys need to let me know when you're going to talk about toys, because we need to have these conversations. Also, shout outs to the people who did the Toy Con in Montreal this weekend. I forgot to mention, because I got to walk through real quick for a minute, and it was kind of nice, after having had a pandemic and not being able to go to anything for as long as it's been,
Mhm.
it was a little too packed. Like I couldn't go into the main room because there's just too many people. I definitely wasn't that comfortable yet, but I got to check out the side room and I got to check out the main corridor, and I did get to pick up I got to pick up a Trax Kingdom Come, so I'm not too mad at it, because that was a nice little pickup and I got it for a decent price. So
I saw the postings from people and I was so disappointed because I had no idea that it was happening.
I bumped into Devin there. It was so funny when I
No way.
walked up to a table. It's just like, hey, what's up, Brian? I was just like, and then because we're all wearing masks, so
Mhm.
there's just that moment of like, who's this? And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? What's good, Devin? So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was fun to go to a Toy Con. I gotta say, I wish I'd gone later, because I feel like Skinny posted pictures when he went later in the day and it wasn't as packed, and I would have been fine to go into the other room. Because just when I got there a little after I had brunch, and packed. Like the parking lot was packed. It was packed inside. They're checking all the passports for people coming in. There's a big line. I won't tell you guys how I got in, but I didn't have to go through anything. So
Nice.
just came on with his viewfinder for all you listeners.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Which cell is it inside? Which
Ghostbusters, and it still
dope.
works.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it still
yeah,
works.
man, I had my viewfinder too. The viewfinder is easily one of the simplest but
Wow.
most fun toys you could have had as a kid. It was just this fun moment of, and like, it really does make us feel old when we talk about it, because then you talk about kids nowadays and they have like augmented reality with their phone. They're out here playing Pokemon with augmented reality, looking through the phone, and there's a little creature running around. Meanwhile, we had a viewfinder sitting on our couch. Click,
Clicking.
click, like,
Yep.
so
That's
kind of
our
wild.
entertainment. It's
Kind of
lovely.
wild when you think about
Wow.
it. Hot damn.
Yeah.
We knew what we were getting into. Like I said, my dad told me when we had the NES, the Super NES, and my dad was just like, so they went from 16 to 32. He's just like, by the time you're my age, they're gonna look like real people on the TV. And I was like, shit. I was a kid and I was just like, you crazy old man.
What you talking about?
Not so crazy nowadays.
He was right.
We're a couple years past them. Like, even when they had Mortal Kombat come out and it was already like models doing actions, so it looked a little more real than the 8-bit and the 8-bit, 16-bit, and 64-bit. It was kind of like, oh, this is kind of starting to look legit. And then next thing you know, anyways, Speak and Spell, yeah, man, Light Bright, like, it's, again, if we start this conversation about 90s toys
We're out of here,
and
we're
80s
out
toys,
here.
we'll be here all day. Q, we're going to jump into our next segment, View the Right Thing. Feel free to stay on. We're going to be talking about TV shows and movies and stuff.
Cool.
I don't know. I hope you don't mind. I'm probably going to spoil a little bit because I saw Dune.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah. So
I'm watching Dune.
I don't know if you guys are planning. You know what? I'll try and do it without spoiling it. I actually did record a whole thing for Dune the day after I saw it that I was going to release, and then decided, let me just talk about it on the podcast because I had so many thoughts and I wanted to sit with it a little bit longer. First off, Timothée Chalamet, this kid, I'd never seen him act before. And a lot of people were just like, you've never seen Timothy in a movie? I was like, no, I've never.
No.
Well, that's not shocking, guys. I don't go out of my way to watch Timothée Chalamet do his thing. My first impression of Timothée Chalamet was him on SNL, and he didn't suck. So I was like, okay, good for you. It's not easy to do SNL. I'll tell you that much. And then, so I watched the movie with absolutely no interest in this kid's ability to act or this character, because like we've said on this podcast, the only person who gave a shit about Dune was Jaws D, and he's not here.
Can you tell me the finite story of Dune? Are they just looking for water? What is happening in the story?
Oh, sure. Okay, so Dune is a white savior story where they are doing, dude, they are essentially doing a white savior story with a biblical The One twist. That's essentially what it is.
Cool.
The story is about a kid. He's the heir to the Atreides, whatever empire, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You find out that his mom is part of some secret organization.
Yeah.
The secret organization, the mother has been training him in the ways of the secret organization. The dad doesn't really know, but then you find out he does know. Anyways, all this to say, he's been having these dreams about the planet that they're about to go to, Arrakis, I think it's called. He gets there, gets to the planet with his mom. The people on the planet who are 100% depicted as people from the Middle East.
Oh boy.
Like, it's a sand planet. Everything that they say is like Lisbon al-Khabi. Like, I'm like, what? It's so obvious. It's like, what is happening?
Oh shit.
I'm like watching it. I'm just like, this is obviously supposed to be like a Middle Eastern or quote, or even just people of color. These are supposed to be the people of color. This is what these people are. And then the secret organization that the mom works for has already been working to spread the idea that her son might be the one. I don't know what the one means. I don't know what it stands for. But as soon as he arrives on the planet, the people are like chanting like something El Khabi. I'm like, oh my God. Like, yo, y'all need to calm down with this. You guys are wearing you guys have yourselves covered up like Arabian Nights, saying Lisbon, like chanting. I was like, yo. Anyways, if the source material is the source material, I'm not going to judge it. It's the same way that when people were mad about Danny Rand being white, I wasn't mad at it. If the source material is problematic, but you're trying to tell the story, sure, you can update it, but changing Danny Rand to an Asian guy changes elements of Danny Rand. Changing elements of this might change. I've never read the books. I don't know. I can't say. I'm just telling you what
Danny
I saw.
Rand to an Asian makes him Shang-Chi. Not actually.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
And that's what, anyways.
Yeah. Because again, Danny Rand is another example of white savior, right? He's this white kid who ends up getting the mythical power and then is the one to save all these Asian people in this mythical city. It's just like, yeah, okay, cool. Hey, white saviorism exists. I'm not going to try and deny it. It's these people were the ones writing the story. What do you think they're going to write? If I'm black, I'm making myself the hero of the story. So I don't know. Like, I'm not going to pretend like it's weird that they did this. It's crazy that they got to do it for so long. That's all I'm going to say.
That used to get me when kids used to tell me that, like, "Hey, man, you only like Booker T because he's black." Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
That should I cheer for Ric Flair when he's calling him boy? Like,
yeah.
Woo, idiot. What the fuck is wrong with
you? Think I really like Junkyard Dog? You think I really like Coco Beware? They were black. I just needed to see myself in the wrestling.
They wrestled for 20 years and never won titles.
Yeah, right.
You don't know why, you know.
Talking about.
Oh my God. Anyways, so I watched Dune. I gotta say, Timothy, you're not a bad actor. I believed you were a kid who didn't understand what the fuck was going on, but was willing to do what he needed to survive. I believed Oscar as the dad who was like, he's the Duke. He's a powerful character, but his concern and love for his family and his people is more important than just running an empire. I believe Momoa's character is Duncan, who's this Duncan is like this character that is like a soldier who is sent ahead to scout, gets to the sand planet, immerses himself in the culture, gets adopted by one of the communities, and then, no joke, there's a scene where they say to him, "You've gone native." So when I tell you guys there's some problematic language in the movie and some problematic ideas, this is what I'm talking about. But it's there. And like every character, every actor really puts their heart into it. They all do an excellent job. I don't know the original. Like I said, I didn't watch the Kyle MacLachlan version from back in the day with Finch from '84. Yeah. And I've never watched any of the series or any of the other things that they've tried to do. So I've never read the book. So I really went into this movie just being like, Denis Villeneuve is from Quebec. Let's see if he's going to continue to be a top 10 movie director on our local magazine that they do every year, or if he's going to flop so bad that no one will want to work with our directors. And
I've got a line that could be really messed up, but I'm going to say it anyways. Like, nobody knows white saviorism like Quebecers. Right? Because I'm like, hold on.
Oh shit.
And that's it.
Wow.
That was great.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
But he does, I mean, Denis did a good job in directing the film. Every actor did a good job in bringing their characters to life. Sometimes you watch movies and when you're watching it, you're just like, oh, I'm watching actors play characters. If you told me someone really just went and filmed these people living their lives, these guys, obviously they're dramatic, they're overly dramatic moments, but they did such an amazing job of making it feel real in the space. My only complaint is Batista's not in the movie enough, and Zendaya's not in the movie enough. Their roles are most likely going to pick up in the sequel, because they the movie literally ends like you're in the middle of a movie, which is one thing I hate, but it happens. I understand.
With someone being like, no,
yo, dude, honestly, like the movie ends with like, anyways, like,
do it. Go on.
The movie ends with like someone talking and being like, and I know like someone talking and being like, I understand the path I have to take, and I'm like, and then it fades to black. I'm like
mid-sentence fade.
There's like,
you just trailed off.
Yeah. Like there's no like, and it's fine. It's not like you need a big fight scene or anything to end off a movie. But when you're watching a movie that starts off pretty heavy, then there's like a huge battle scene, almost like stormtroopers coming in, people being stabbed, someone's being poisoned, someone does this, people are fighting with swords, and then you end the movie with the dude being like, I have to follow the path. It's like, what the fuck kind of ending is that? It's one of those, like, yo.
But is it an ending that like they're trying to tell you there's going to be another movie, or is it like
praying there's going to be another movie?
There is 100% going to be a sequel.
Okay.
If the studio did not make a sequel to this, or didn't already wasn't already filming part of it, I would be shocked, because I feel like it's the way it was filmed, they must have filmed portions of it and they're going to continue.
Okay.
But yeah. It was wild. It was wild. So go check out Dune. It's out on HBOMAX in the States. If you're in Canada, you have to see it in theaters because we don't have HBOMAX like that. Crave doesn't have the same agreement. So
really,
how?
In Canada, we don't have. So HBOMAX for you guys in the States has the day and date release.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, the provider that works with HBO is called Crave, and they don't get the day and date releases for HBO Max properties.
Wow.
Yeah. So because HBO Max is also only doing it's the first 30 days of the movie's release, right? After the 30 days, it's not on HBO Max anymore, but it's still available in theaters.
Right.
Right. So in Canada, it's only available in theaters. I was able to see it through other sources.
Mhm.
Y'all know the deal. Gang, gang. But you know, I wasn't gonna skip. As soon as I went to my source and I saw it, I was like, "This is what I'm watching tonight." Like I said to my partner, "Hey, we're watching Dune," and my partner's like, "Sure, why not?" So it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, go check it out. Oh, and the new show Queens on ABC with Brandy and Eve. Watch it. I watched the first episode before.
It was good.
It was good. I thought it was gonna be bad. I really did. I was just like, this is gonna be stupid. And then I started watching it, and I was just like, it's a little stupid, but Brandy and Eve kill it. Like,
Yeah.
and Brandy is not playing a version of Brandy you have ever seen. Like, Brandy is an absentee mom who fights people. And I was like, what the like, what is happening? Brandy, how'd they get you to do this role? It was great. It was good. I really, honestly, I weirdly really enjoyed it. I was like, this is impressive. I didn't think I was gonna like this show.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it. Queens. It was a fun first episode. So those are my two. Dave, I see you put down Kate.
Yes. So Kate it was Netflix. It's been out for a minute. I've been trying to review it, but we just had so many things to talk about. What I'll say about it is it's essentially John Wick and the movie Crank have a baby and it's a girl.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We had a baby, it's a boy. All right, that's an old ad. I don't even know.
But overall, like the one thing, so the bad critiques I'll say about the movie is that it's for anyone who likes action films, especially like 80s, 90s action films, you will know exactly what's going to happen every next second. Like like you see Woody, like, okay, well, spoilers for anyone who's watching, but you see Woody Harrelson at the beginning, you're like, oh yeah, so you're going to double cross her, and this person here is going to be this later. I admit there's some twists. I was like, oh, okay, these are nice twists. Like you're like, you know how we say, like, if anything, if you're going to do it again, do it a little bit better. Yeah. I would say they accomplished that with, mind you, action movies, you know, the bar is only so high, like, you know what I mean? But it's no Extraction, but it's definitely like, it's an improvement. It's not beating John Wick, but it's fair. Yeah. The action and whatnot is very, very well done. It is. The acting, like the girl who plays the main character, the girl who is like the kind of teenage person that she has to deal with because of the circumstances of the movie, does a very, very good job. The grittiness and like the violence is amazing. Like I was sitting there and I was like, this is dope as hell. Like it's
the kitchen fight.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Or even the times that the teenage girl kills people, every time she does anything with violence, it's entertaining. You know what I mean? It's just fun to watch. So like, and just to give a bit of background, what it is that you're following Kate. Kate is an assassin. You see her on one hit where she kills somebody, and it's like she kills a dad in front of a daughter. She's then, you know, going on one of her last missions. There's obviously there's a double cross on her. Someone poisons her, and by chance, the fate she meets back up with this girl who's the daughter that saw her dad die, and then like she helps her like solve her or try to solve her current problems. With that being said, like it's very predictable, but all the action, the actors and actresses did a really great job. And through the whole time, I was like, I didn't like look at my watch. You know what I mean? Like it was something that I was like, all right, like, yes, I knew it was going to happen. Yes. I saw the tropes, but at the end of the day, it was worth a watch. That's
definitely how I for me, when the old guy finally took his sword out on that young guy.
Oh yeah,
that was fantastic.
It was just because that's the thing. Like, you know what it is? It's like they studied a lot of action films, and they're like, what did people miss from this movie? You know what I mean? Like, what's the scene that you would have wanted to see but you didn't get a chance to? I feel like they grabbed at a few of those, and I was like, very well placed, very well done.
Yeah, I enjoyed Kate a lot. Did, and I didn't think I would.
It was very good.
It was.
On a side thing that I'm going to take 2 seconds to wrap up, and it's not going to take me at all. The Flash is trash. CW burn.
Oh no, what they do to him? What
the hell? So I've been
trying. The gold boots. Be happy.
I was trying to watch the last CW episode of Flash and critique it on this show.
Mhm.
Every episode was so bad that it took me over, like I had it all taped,
Okay.
and it took me the equivalent of watching it like weekly because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And like, I will I'll give the writers this. I think the concept of what happened with the guy who played Elongated Man really fucked up their plans.
Yeah.
Because all the plans were just like, there's episodes where the Flash isn't even there. It's like about Cisco.
Yeah.
Or
is Cisco back?
But that's the thing. So Cisco is also exiting the season, and like the new Cisco is legit like Cisco 2.0, but no powers. They have the exact same personality, and like they do this thing where like they kind of conflict at first, but then they're really close friends and mentor crap, and it's just like, this is bad. They have this time warp episode which is only involves them, which is just, it was mind-numbing.
How's Caitlin Frost?
Oh, you mean the two different entities because it's not the same person anymore? That's right. They split them up, and they're two different people on the show. And it's just as stupid.
Doing double duty.
She's doing double duty, and the second Frost is out, even though she's been a good guy this whole time, goes to jail for a while because someone just decides to accuse her of something stupid. I don't even remember. The only thing that is the saving grace of the show is that the action, the detailed scenes, not this running around bullshit, but like when he has fight scenes, it keeps you invested because you're like, this is still good. This is better than a lot of other TV shows. So this is cool, but like, I don't want to suffer 45 minutes for this 5 minutes and then want to break my TV for 10 minutes while you sign off.
We got a comment from Grizz. New Cisco is black. Don't hate Dave.
That it doesn't matter, dude. That doesn't. Representation was already there. Cisco is already like, was it Spanish or whatever? It's like, it doesn't matter. Don't give me that.
Spanish or whatever.
Oh, don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Fuck y'all.
Spanish or whatever. ...
I don't care. Put it in. Fuck that shit. It was a bad decision, and come at me about that guy.
Wait, hey, we've been saying the CW is bad for years. Like we've been like we have. I can't remember the last time we all said a CW show was really good and we're all excited for it. I don't. Like we're talking Arrow Days was the last time I think we all were generally happy about what we're, Legends is the only show I don't think anyone's been watching. And funny enough, I think they're probably the only show still doing a good job at being what they are, which is the comedic show.
Because they let go like 4 seasons ago. That's why.
Yeah, they didn't care about that show, man.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I think Legends is benefiting from the fact that no one's paying attention to what they're doing over there. Like it feels like the production and the actors are all just like, because once they had like when they were Firestorm and like early seasons, you could tell that it was like the show's like trying to do serious stuff. Like we're going back in time to deal with a Russian spy and blah blah blah. And then they started doing episodes with like fluffy giant monsters and unicorns that like when they throw, I don't remember what the episode was, but once Constantine and all that stuff started happening, it was kind of like, oh, you guys aren't, you guys don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Once Steel wasn't Steel for like 30 episodes straight, almost like the fuck.
Yeah, they were just like, hey guys, we got to cut the CG budget. So you can either have the ship or you can have him transform. And they're like, well, no, we need the ship.
We need
cool. So
Also, we're getting rid of Firestorm, and you're not going to use your fire gun that much.
Exactly.
He never uses it again.
He never uses it again. They get rid of everyone.
He turns into Thundercats. He turns into 80s Thundercats.
Yeah.
He takes it out, might shoot the sky, but then that's as much as he uses.
But it managed to still be entertaining
and still going.
Like I don't watch the show, but I watched the first episode of this season without knowing what's going on, just to see if like, is this the type of show I could just jump back into? And although I don't think I could really jump back in, I would need a little bit of backstory because there's a lot of characters now. That's the other thing. There's a lot of characters. But I was watching it and I was just like, this is still entertaining. Like they're running around some old timey city. Someone blew up their Wave Rider, so they don't have a lift out. They have an emergency kit. Every Wave Rider has an emergency kit. Then the emergency kit is empty. You find out that Rory used all the stuff in the emergency kit. Like it's jokes. Like it's just comedy at this point. They're just writing silly, and you're like, okay, this is wild.
Wow.
So,
and one last dig at the Flash though. Stop talking about the fucking Speed Force. Just other things.
What do you mean? Stop talking about the Speed Force. This is the only thing they do.
The last episode was them dividing the Speed Force into 4 different elements.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
And one of them was the Still Force, and the other ones I was like, no. And like at some point in time, I feel you're going to bring this back into one. Like the only redeeming quality about this season, about how it ended, is that it was a definitive end, so they could start from wherever they want next season. So if you don't impress me in the first 30 minutes, fuck you, Flash. Done.
Yeah. But all his kids are there now too. No,
yeah,
that's the big thing.
I mean, who knows? Because then they go back and I don't. This no. Because that's the thing. Like, how many kids does the Flash have in the comic books?
Twins and then
3, right?
Something like that.
Is the guy who's the Flash from the future, like that little like
Impulse?
Is he Flash's kid?
No. He's
Flash's kid in this.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Bart and Nora are the kids. Are Flash, Iris, and I know.
Hey, no, because they have the twins that are evil.
Yeah,
it's supposed to. Because that's why I was watching. I'm like, I know this is not how it goes down.
I know this. Bart, his son. But
yeah. So he becomes friends with his dad and
Hey man. Okay, I guess that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Flash.
I'm gonna quickly say that You season 3. First of all, I don't know how this show got a season 2, but yeah, You season 3 is super funny and kind of good in a way that like by the end of it, you're just rooting for him because
good God.
To follow up with what he did, Homeboy gets that girl Bet killed. Then next season he falls in love with a girl named Love. And then turns out she's a killer too.
Yeah, I heard.
So then these two fuck around and go and get married and then move to suburbia and then have a baby. But the thing about Love is that like whenever Homeboy gets obsessed with the new chick, she turns around and gets crazy and then kills the new chick. So off rip, he like glances at the next door neighbor. She catches him looking. She kills the bitch.
Immediately?
Like dead. Like by episode 3, and it's like a 10 episode season.
Damn.
So she kills the girl. Husband who's like not even. So check this out. I love this. I love these never present husbands who lose their wives that they neglect most of the day and have to deal with their stepkid, and all of a sudden they have a vendetta to try and find out who killed their wife. So Mans is not sleeping, has all the super like James Bond Jr. computer tech in his house to friggin' somehow hack this small ass town's Wi-Fi and complete security system. Like my man is Watch Dogs. All right.
Jesus. Okay.
He's just out here looking through all this footage. His stepson, his dead wife's son, falls in love with the girl named Love who killed his mom.
Oh shit.
And because she feels like, oh well, whatever. I can't even remember the guy's name, but I know it's something Goldberg. But is it Bob or Bruce or whatever? Long story short, his name. He guesses neglecting her because he finds the next chick at his library job. Shouts to these two for one girl working at a bakery, owning the bakery, and the other dude being a librarian, and they have this big ass house in suburbia. Anyways. Weird, but I guess America. Well, actually, I don't know. Houses are probably cheap in the States. I don't know because up here I'm not doing that.
Yo, in the Mississippi, what's this hometown show that my parents keep watching? This girl just bought a house for $108,000. Put $60,000 in renovations, has this big ass house with a porch in the front.
Wish.
And I was like, yo, Montreal does not have houses that cheap.
Yeah.
You can't get anything in Montreal for under 300, and even then you're getting a studio condo.
Mm-hmm.
Like Montreal is expensive right now.
Scary. Wow. So they live in this big ass house. She goes and juxes the neighbor's kid because she's feeling neglected. kind of gets pregnant, but then isn't pregnant by episode 7. right? Check this out. These guys are home free. Like the next door neighbor dad, he's drinking himself into a stupor.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about him. They have the neighborhood friends that they got. They have them over one night. And then for one reason, I don't know what I missed in this episode because I was holding my daughter and I fell asleep. But it goes from legit them playing Parcheesi to, hey, let's have a foursome. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Netflix
weird.
is getting wild. Netflix lately has just been like, I just want to get explicit with it. Like that's how it feels. Every show they have sex. What's the other show? Sex Life that they have.
What?
The one with the girl that broke up with her husband because she fell for the guy she was doing a Netflix show.
Oh snap! No, I don't know her.
You know the guy that owns the bar in Shameless?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
His real life wife.
Oh no.
Who was on Sarah Shahi is her name? Oh, she's in the new Black Adam film.
Okay.
She
sure.
broke up with him because she fell for the guy she did the show with on Netflix.
Damn,
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll get you shot.
Right.
This is what happens when you read the trades, guys. You hear about all the stupid gossip that you
That'll
don't
have
even care
me
about.
driving by your house, boy. What?
That's
Anyways.
messed up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can't even let your lady go to work no more.
Can you imagine? You've been with your wife for years and years. Pandemic hits. She gets a TV show about and the show is about a woman who's looking for more. Like the guy is like this person that she had this sexual relationship, but she's married and she's happy and she doesn't want to tap back into that person. And then what does she do in real life? Falls for that dude and ends her marriage to start hooking up with mans.
Wow, bro.
Method acting?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That might have to be the title. Method acting with a picture of Sarah
Wow.
Crazy. Guys, we got to get to it and then probably sign off. So our last thing. Oh, well, Q. Apologies, Q. That was rude of me. Are there any shows or movies that you want to talk about? Anything that you've checked out recently that you want to share with the public?
Actually, I don't think I've checked out anything new recently. Oh, you know what? I did watch Injustice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I talked about it a little bit last week. Go ahead, man. Because I didn't like the ending, but I liked the beginning. I like the main part.
I liked it, but I thought it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't come from that feeling like Superman has turned evil. It was like Superman got upset for a little while. He was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feel like that. I wanted to feel like this is the jerk that lifted Atlantis out of the sea and dropped it in the middle of the desert. Like I wanted to feel that.
Yes.
So I thought they missed the mark.
Did you read the comic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
He
Yes.
did that?
You know, he was a ruthless
Yeah.
bastard. And I wanted all of that. I wanted the president to call Batman and say, "Can you kill him?" Like,
Yeah.
I wanted all of that emotion, and I didn't get it. So It was enjoyable, but it wasn't Injustice enjoyable.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And did you find, so for me, the big thing was the fact that you could tell they did this whole thing and then they're just like, oh crap, we need to just end this. And then the last 20 minutes is just, pull the Amazo story and move it here and end it. And I was just like, because they skipped the Rich Al Ghul stuff with all the whole thing that he builds up to. They skipped the Deadwing thing. Like Dick Grayson does a lot as Deadwing. Like all that stuff is just kind of like tossed in real quick.
Yep.
And I feel like the stuff with Green Arrow, Black Canary, the second Green, like all of it, I was just like, this is really unfortunate that the things that they kept in, I thought were funny.
Yeah.
Like the Harley Quinn and the Green Arrow scene with, why do you call it the arrow cave? You know what? What's the thing they put arrows in? You should call it the quiver. And then Green Arrow's just like, that's damn it, that's a good idea. That scene made me crack up in the comic, and then when they did it in the movie, I was just like, that was perfect. That interaction was perfect. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they cut, and it was just like, eesh. I mean,
why did the Flash get killed by super ghouls and ghosts?
I don't remember how the Flash dies in the. Is the Flash the one that's? Because in the comic book, there's a lot of characters that side with Superman for a really long time.
Yep.
Green Lantern is one of them, and I think at one point Green Lantern becomes a Fear Lantern. because he starts doing like his ring like leaves him because he's not
Wiling.
using will.
Right.
Yeah, he's not using willpower or honoring the code, and he ends up with like a yellow ring, and like there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the comic that they very much just skipped over.
And they could have. I mean, in the comic book, Wonder Woman turned into like the chick that rolled with Nino Brown that just always wanted to shoot people and wild out.
Oh yeah.
They didn't do that. You know what I mean? She was just like she was a little more subdued than she was in the comic book.
Yes,
but it sounds because I haven't seen it yet. But with what you guys said, what Brian said last week and what you're saying now, Q, it's that this shouldn't have been a movie. It should have either been a series of movies,
yes,
and or a TV show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was my fear even before seeing anything about it. I was like, you're gonna make it a movie? Do you have the time? I didn't. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like you can't do. That's the thing that's crazy because when you do something like The Long Halloween, or you do something like I don't know, Superman and Shazam, where you do those animated shorts. The reason those work is because those are like one trade, so they translate because the story's short enough that you could be like, well, we can cut this, and this, and it's still relatively the same story. Injustice ran for like 50 some odd issues, like 56.
Yeah.
It's actually quite long, and if I'm not mistaken, there's like 2 parts to it, and so I don't know. When I thought that this was just going to be like Injustice Part 1. I didn't think they were going to just because like Dune is called Dune, but it's obviously the first one. So I similarly thought like something like Injustice is just going to be called Injustice, but we're going to get a sequel. But then they ended, and I was just like, oh, that's not what I expected.
Yeah, man. When you have a story that's good with Superman in it, you gotta keep that because there's not many of them to me with him in it that's good. So you gotta hold on to that and do something with it.
That's funny. So we're gonna get to it real quick. We're gonna end off the show with our usual segment. You guys know it. You guys love it. Geek news and rumors. What do we got here? I feel like we should start off with this one. Disney's latest delays include Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Thor, and Indiana Jones 5. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is moving from March to May 2022 in the spot that was once held by Thor, Love and Thunder, which is now being moved itself to July 8th, which was the original spot for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which itself is being moved to November 11th, which was the spot for Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, which itself is now moving to February 2023 in lieu of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is moving to July 28th, 2023, which was the spot being held for an untitled Marvel project. So, Q, you might not know this, but myself and Toby, the other co-host of this show, recently stated that we want Marvel to take their time and stop lumping everything in together at the same time. To which Skinny and Dave said, fuck you.
Yes, that's very accurate. And now you got what you fucking wanted, didn't you, you fucking jerk?
So I'd like to point out, though, I didn't actually get what I wanted. This is just pushing back the projects. I was saying don't release so many projects in 1 year. And now that we have the list, I would say I'm still not wrong.
You're still getting a break. You're still getting an extra 2 months off. You're at least getting more than you didn't have before.
In 2022, we're getting Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther. And then in 2023, we already announced the Marvels, Ant-Man, and then another project is going to come. And again, on top of that, we're getting the series.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I said was you don't need 3 superhero movies a year. You could do 2. You do 1 at Christmas and you do 1 in the summer. That's how you should do it.
I disagree, Brian, because I'm getting old. I need you to do as many in a year.
And I was going to say, if anything, 1 a quarter, if anything, makes sense. So you keep revenue.
Yeah. I don't want AVX coming out when I'm 65. B.
Yeah,
exactly,
I got
man.
time
You
for
think
that
I
about
want
shit.
X-Men today.
Yeah, run it.
2023, I'll be 50 years old, man. Still looking at this stuff. So let's get them in the movies now.
I'm saying, yeah, I'm with him.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, that untitled Marvel project almost 100% would have been the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Because after Ant-Man and Quantumania,
What is
where
that?
you're gonna be getting Kang, I don't understand how the next movie's not the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I expect that at some point they're gonna announce the Fantastic Four, and that's why I was expecting. So yeah,
They got
I mean,
Blade too. They haven't announced when Blade's coming out.
yeah, true. Which is probably now going to be in one of those spots that they shifted around. So, yeah. So yeah, that's the I know you guys are still upset and annoyed with me for kind of willing this into existence, but I think I had to request a little bit of a not a reprieve, but a little bit of
A pat on the back, Brian? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
No. I'd rather kick in the nuts at this point.
Square. As long as you don't mess up Spider-Man, I'm good.
No, exactly. That's the thing. Spider-Man's still coming out in December. It's too late for that one. Eternals is still coming out.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not that bad. It's just that you're not getting anything
We're getting Eternals.
You're not getting anything from Spider-Man all the way until May now.
Okay,
right?
that's not so bad. It was going to be what, March?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all I'm saying. Space them out a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're still getting your 3 movies in 1 year, and they're just
No, they're gonna let DC come through and just ruin everything, and then be like, "Okay, remember us? Yeah, bomb."
because guys,
Well, that's a good point. When is Batman?
March
4th.
Ah,
exactly. So
that's
they're just like, "Yeah, go ahead." No,
yeah,
dunk on your ass
you know
in May.
That's actually potentially one of the reasons they probably moved. They may have moved back.
Rich white men called each other and said, "Hey, man, give me a break. All right, like, I want $1 billion too, or a couple more billion because I already have $1 billion."
Yeah, Doctor Strange against Batman. I don't think Strange would have done as well.
What do you mean? America Chavez, Scarlet Witch, who everyone's in clamoring
don't get me wrong.
in that.
It's gonna be wild, but based on how people are acting about this new Batman, it's an uphill battle. Is all
the Batman
because it's like Doctor Strange going against Superman, I guess, type thing. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's a high toll. It's a high toll.
Like you're putting, like, DC is putting one of their A listers against Marvel's A- lister.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't call Strange a B list.
No, he's an A-. Batman's an A+, and you're worried about that.
Yeah. So that's not a crazy
only card they really have that could shake up shit. So they're probably just like, let us see them play their hand.
True.
And then when they go and be like, then when they get cocky, because they will get cocky.
Oh yes.
And then they turn around and be like,
does well.
Yeah,
DC's gonna start getting crazy.
Exactly. The Batman does well, then they're gonna rush up all these movies, and then as soon as they turn around and try to drop Aquaman, what was it called? Aquaman and the
Lost something.
Yeah. Some kind of B-rate Disney movie title that is. Man, that's bad. And Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom comes around, and these people can be like, okay, Fantastic Four announcement. Just the announcement. They're just gonna be like, ha.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Very true.
What else we got in the news? Why The Last Man has been canceled.
I saw you guys in the chat today with that.
Why? Because they heard our episode about you telling me and Dolby what was going on, and then me and Dolby were like, "Fuck this show."
Super quick. I want to be clear. I was never trying to tell anybody not to watch this show. I wasn't trying to tell you it was bad. I didn't like the changes they were making from the comic book to the series, but I was still interested in seeing where they were going to go with it. I still think it could have been very interesting. The showrunner was saying that they had a plan for 5 seasons of 10 episodes each. I think it could have been cool. I'm a little disappointed that it's being canceled, but I understand based on what I read, the spin was it's the options. The pandemic really messed up their timeline. A lot of pretty big dude, the new Bond girl, Lashana, is that her name? Apologies. I think that's her name.
We're gonna go with that.
I'm gonna look it up, but she was supposed to play 355, and they had to, and because of the pandemic and all this time and all this stuff, she ended up having to pull out of the project. And there was a few other people that were in the cast that yeah, oops. Oh man, I was just looking at her name and then it scrolled away. Yeah, Lashana Lynch. Okay, I did say it properly. Yeah, so Lashana Lynch was supposed to play 355 and then had to back out. And you know, not to be mean, but I think that's a good thing for her career, because being in a Bond movie over being in a FX series.
100%. 100%.
But yeah, so we'll see what's going to happen. Supposedly they're going to try and work it to another network. There's not a big chance that they will, because of the fact that now that their FX is part of Disney, they don't tend to want to, like, FX doesn't tend to produce for out of house. Basic Resurrection has been rated R for violence and language. That was to be expected. I've kind of figured that was going to happen. Mel Gibson cast in the John Wick prequel limited series, The Continental.
Sure.
Okay. Shoulder shrug.
I mean,
I'm excited about The Continental. I wouldn't have minded Lance Reddick, the guy who's the dude in the movies.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, Mel Gibson is cast in it. I don't know which role he's playing.
But I think they already casted the guy who, because you're talking about the guy who ran the Continental, right?
Yeah. Is he still?
He is. He's a much younger version of himself. They also casted.
Wait, this is a prequel?
Yeah, it says it right there. Prequel limited series.
If Mel Gibson's in it, then I guess there won't be any Jews, gays, or blacks in the Continental.
Yep. I mean,
I was gonna say that's very true.
Yeah, man, that's kind of wild. I know, but hey, you know what? The thing that's kind of crazy is after he did what he did and got in trouble, he's steady been like just working, and everyone just kind of like, let's just pretend like we didn't hear what he said.
It's just Mel.
It's just like you're gonna make this. What was it? The Daddy. What's the movie with Will Ferrell and the other racist who beats people up? Marky Mark.
Mark.
Oh shit.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, the other guys.
No, not that
or
one,
whatever.
No, the one with their dads.
Yeah.
But they made in the sequel, Mel Gibson plays Wahlberg's dad. Funny enough, the racist plays the racist dad.
Oh my god! I knew
whole other conversation.
I knew you were going there.
What did I say?
I'm not saying you said nothing.
Mark Wahlberg almost killed an Asian man once because he's a racist. What? I didn't say it.
I mean,
he admitted to it to a lot of other worser things as well. But
I'm sure. I don't even want to know what that meant.
Daddy's Home is what it's called.
Yeah,
that is Mike K.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah. So Mel Gibson. I guess we'll see how that goes. Doom Patrol will return season 4 on HBO Max. Very excited for that myself. I think, like I've been saying, Doom Patrol is one of the weirdest sleeper series on HBO Max. I don't feel like it gets enough credit for being one of the most interesting things being put out there. And people should definitely check it out. All the seasons. Go back and binge it because it's really solid. Secret Invasion begins production per Samuel L. Jackson. Guys, are we ready? Secret Invasion? And do it like, because Secret Invasion started production. That means like when it comes out, it's coming out before the Marvels, I would imagine. I don't see them doing it after the Marvels because they're going to have to deal with all the Skrull stuff before you get to that movie, because that movie, if you don't finish all the Skrull stuff, that movie has to address the Skrull stuff.
100%.
Because that's where you introduce them, and that's the last place we kind of like. That's the main last place we saw them.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. So I'm gonna be I think it's gonna be a overall disappointment in the sense. Well, correction. For those who like the Secret Invasion storyline, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it because there's too many things that are like horrible. You don't have.
They're going to do a horrible cut down version of it,
because
but we'll see. It might still be entertaining.
Because the sad thing is, like, technically, Deadpool should, based off of what they're releasing, technically Deadpool should be in this movie,
not
in
even
the show.
Suck a Deadpool. No,
he's the one who. He's the reason why shit gets concluded.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Part of it, the storyline is
Secret Invasion, where the shot is taken to kill the Queen by Osborn before he becomes the head of Hammer.
Oh no, isn't
that's
that
the end of Secret Invasion?
You're talking about the other thing.
Is Secret Invasion not the one where it's like the Skrulls are taking everyone's body and stuff? He's on their ship and like kills a significant portion of them while people are like, he's part of this.
Yes, he goes on a mission and does his Deadpool thing. The main actual story, though, ends with Norman Osborn shooting the Skrull Queen Jessica and then gets tapped to become the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., changes S.H.I.E.L.D. to Hammer, starts the Dark Avengers, and that's the whole, like, that one thing led to that whole next portion. So no offense to Deadpool, but I don't think Deadpool gets to take credit for the major part of that.
Also, please remember what they did with Civil War, where they took the similar title and made it its own and still very beautiful thing. So where the obvious Secret Invasion is not going to be the Skrulls taking over superheroes, which they still might.
Yeah,
but it'll be more or less government finding out, hey yo, so these things been here this entire time, and you black man knew about this entire time. You're fired.
Yeah.
You're Vince McMahon fired. You're fired. All right. And we're gonna pull up this dude named Norman Osborn, who y'all never seen before, but he just kind of showed up in the Spider-Man movie that we just had not long ago. And we're gonna make his ass the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He gonna change that to Hammer. Dark Avengers your ass a Dukin.
Oh,
like, come on.
Some theories there. There's some theories.
Right there.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Give me a check.
Hey, yo.
Give me a check.
That would be big moves, but that would be impressive.
But it says it's right there.
Yeah.
Right
I can see that.
And like it'd still be Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Like one Skrull could just go off tilt thinking he's Captain America or somebody else, kill somebody, does something silly, and they're just like, wait, that's a Skrull? Hell, it could even actually still be Jessica Drew, and that could be Jessica Drew. It could be our first appearance of Jessica Drew.
Yeah.
But then it's not her. And then they adjust that with her being in Marvels. And then, I don't know.
Yo, the other thing that I would miss, but maybe they'll do it with a different character, is the Hank Pym story in Secret Invasion. The fact that his Skrull keeps every time they turn a Skrull to the Hank Pym one, he starts to feel like guilt for things that he's done, and his humanity sticks to him.
Oh no.
Yeah, Hank Pym's like, for some reason, every time they try and merge Hank Pym's consciousness with a Skrull, the Skrull kind of goes off the radar and doesn't follow through on the mission.
Off tilt. That's hilarious.
But that's a dope ass theory. Secret Invasion to Norman Osborn, introduced through the Spider-Man movie. Norman Osborn running S.H.I.E.L.D. as Hammer, Dark Avengers, making a team from villains. And then we have the villains that we've been introducing. And instead of doing the villains, and then we do Valentina's team. That
Thunderbolts,
the Thunderbolts. Oof. All right, Marvel. So we know you've been listening to our show every week. Please make sure you make the checkout to Geektastic Cypher, care of whichever member of the collective, and we'll just put that in the bank. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
That's about
doing
it,
your work for you.
That's about it, guys. I think that's all the geek news we had this week. Q, thank you so much for hanging out the whole episode, man. This was fun.
Yeah, it was dope.
Fella, I love coming on your show. You know, on my podcast, I gotta hide who I am. You know, I can't beat me. So anytime you guys want me on, I love being on. I just want to point out it's 4 neat boxes here. I'm just gonna leave that there for you to think about.
No, we appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely hit you up again because it's just fun talking to someone who's genuinely a geek about this stuff.
Absolutely, and maybe I was going to tell you at some point we should all do San Diego Comic-Con if it ever.
Oh my god, dude, that was. I remember that was like my big plan for my 30th birthday, and then I financially just could not do it.
Yeah.
But now my 40th is coming up soon, and I'm actually financially might be able to do it. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna sign off.
Absolutely.
Anything you guys want to tell people? Dave, you want to remind people about the
Meltdown? Please to Squared-Idea's mini Comic-Con or at Meltdown on Sunday the 24th at 2035 Saint Denis in Montreal. Come join and nerd out with us.
What time? Someone just asked me what time.
It starts at 3. The interviews that the beloved Brian will be hosting. Will be starting at 4.
Bong, bong. All right, man. Guys, anything else you guys want to say? Q, your book that you last time you were promoting, it's still out
Yes,
now.
Pre-orders now for my new book, Our Missing Colored Girls. You can pre-order it at quashon.com, QUASHON.com. The orders should go out the first week of November. So yes, please log into my website, check it out, look at some of the things going on, and pre-order that book.
Pongo. Word.
On.com. Add that for people to say. Spell it again. QUASHON.com.
Yep.
Bong. So people go check that out. If you guys haven't had a chance, go check it out. That's it. That's all, guys. That's the whole show. We had so much fun. We always have fun talking to you guys. We appreciate you fans. Make sure you tune in, like we say, every week, 6:30 here on Free X Agents Media. That's the channel on YouTube. And we'll be back next week with another edition. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. That's it, y'all. Peace.
Take care, guys.